What's up, traders? Welcome to today's video. In this power stock series, we are going to look at one of the strongest counter that we have on the US market right now, and it has something to do with the sense of taste, and I assure you it will be delightable and delicious for every one of us. I'm Jay from swimtraining.com, and I will catch you in today's video. Welcome back. Now, before we go food hunting, right, let's conduct a very quick review of last week's selection. So in last week selection, we have public storage, which is PSA. So on the left-hand side over here on screen, you can see the chart for PSA, and it has come down quite nicely to that price level that I was looking at previously. And after a run of about 33%, right, from early November all the way to the recent peak, and pulling back by about 7%, I think 6.5%, I think that's pretty decent. It's akin to somebody making, let's say, having an income of 33,000 and then only spending 6.5 to 7,000, which I think you will agree that this person will eventually become very rich. So when it comes to momentum trading, I tend to look out for stocks that are like this, that has gains, and they tend to keep their gains and then retracting just a little bit as a breather, as a pause. I think all of these are very healthy signs of a swing trading stock. And looking at this, right, for PSA, it doesn't have a trigger just yet based on our AEP framework. However, I believe very strongly that this week, right, if we use the AEP framework to enter, we should be able to find an opportunity. So I'm definitely monitoring this stock very closely. I'm keeping it on my watch list. All right, so this is for last week. I think it is ripe to take action for today or this week. And now, today, what we're going to discuss, right, it's on this stock called US Foods, USFD. So why was USFD on our power stocks pick of the week? And what do? Well, they supply fresh, frozen, and dry food, as well as non-dry food, or rather non-food products in the US. And the traders and investors are definitely optimistic about the price performance so far. And you can look at this very, very strong uptrend ever since the middle of October, and all the way until now, it has, gave us a gain of close to 30%. That is crazy, isn't it? So let's look at the shares. When for US food, right, versus the S&P 500, you can see that ever since October, it has outperformed the US market, namely the S&P 500, quite consistently. There was never once, right, did the performance dip below that of the S&P 500. So this is also one of the key reasons why we are looking at such stocks, because we tend to realize over the years that stocks that possess such a characteristic, they tend to continue to outperform the market until some external event happen. So this is why, okay, looking at a comparison chart, this is why USFD falls into our selection for this week. And how explosive is US food actually? Well, looking at the various gains that we have, right, the latest one in one leg, right, if you consider this as one leg, the highlighted region is giving us close to a 30% return, and the current leg, it's going up from bottom to top. It's about 8% and counting, and it looks like there is no end to this run, isn't it? So does that mean that I'm going to get in now, or what price am I going to swing trade this at? Well, number one, I think it is essential for us to look at the key levels moving forward. So if I were to zoom out slightly, you can see that Whole Foods, right, literally clear a very, very nice level over here, which previously this was like a resistance area around $41, and then thereafter, most recently, cleared a top of about $44. So if I were to zoom this in, right, you can see that the previous base for Whole Foods, it remains at about $44, and this time round it has hit a high of $47. So I am not looking to buy there, but instead, right, at the key level area, I have looked at around $45, 45, 44. So somewhere around this area, I am expecting a retest of the price movement, and I'm expecting in this coming week or maybe the next one, US food will be able to do a shallow pullback to these shaded region over here, and I would consider that as a very nice area for a swing trade. Why? Let me delve deeper into it. All right. So looking at this, right? If let's say, for Whole Foods, we are looking at $45. If you can pull back to somewhere this area as a base, and from this base, right, take a bounce upwards, what would be our risk to reward? Even if it just returned to the previous top, then our reward would be here. And our risk, right, even if we just put it somewhere around S1 area, then our risk is seemingly smaller than our reward over there. So this is the second hallmark of what I consider in a swing trade, because if the risk outweighs the reward, then there is no way I would like to take this trade. All right, no matter how good it is, it just doesn't make sense. So over here, right, I think we still need to exercise some patience, which it will definitely pull through, I believe, in this week, given that the overall market is pulling back as well. So on the base price, if it hits there, I will definitely want to fire my trade over there with a stop loss that is somewhere around or maybe just below S1, and with the target profit that is around the original R1 or maybe slightly further at R2. So this is a positive risk to reward trade, and I think that the momentum it possesses is pretty extraordinary considering that it has gained almost 30% in the past quarter or so. All right, so this is what I have for you in this week's Power Stock series. As usual, if you like this series and you think that my analysis makes sense, please do like this video and subscribe to my channel. It will really mean a lot to me as a new content creator on YouTube. So USFD for you. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. See ya.